Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got one for you today. A man who's shot to fame on Britain's Got Talent, winning the competition with diversity. And I'm delighted to say he joins us on the phone today. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I was a deeply unattractive child. I was morbidly obese, and you never quite get over it. You, on the other hand, were always delicious, weren't you?
Well, that is subjective, isn't it? That is all opinion-based. You were probably not as unattractive as you deemed. But hey, do you know what? Each to their own. But no, do you know what? I don't think so, no. I actually, funnily enough, when I was a kid, I wasn't actually that skinny. I was quite chubby. And my brother, Jordan, he again, look at him now, he's really fit and he dances all the time, but actually he was really, really big. He was really overweight when he was younger. So actually, no, I wasn't always fit and the right weight.
I've read the reviews though. I mean, the ladies do find you a nice bit of trouser. Let's be honest, it's not bad being you, is it?
No, well, I don't know. Hopefully my wife thinks so.
I've read this statistic this morning that 1 in 5 kids start school overweight, and this is a major problem. You've only got to walk down the high street to see how fat people are getting, and you never quite get over it. And I think you've got to nip it in the bud early. And Disney have come up with this thing called the Fit to Dance program via Disney on Ice and Passport to Adventure, and you're backing this campaign. It is so important that you don't get into a mess that you can't get out of.
Do you know what? I think it's just important to teach kids from the get-go that sitting around indoors, on tech, playing consoles, on tablets, watching TV isn't all they should be doing. It's important to teach them the importance of actually getting up and being active, because honestly, I kind of, like you said, you do see a lot of kids that are overweight, but then at the same time, I get the privilege of teaching and working with a lot of kids that are just like, they're kind of athletes and they're sportsmen, and they're kind of like the next generation of dancers and runners and gymnasts. And I see a lot of really kind of fit and healthy kids, and I also see the benefits that gives them. And so I'm really anything. I'll get behind the project, any project that is about getting kids up, active. But what I love about Fit to Dance is that obviously it's partnered with Disney, who've got great music, great stories, and things that kids can really relate to. But it also lets kids use their imaginations. In these workshops that we do, they have to kind of come up with stories, and they have to actually be creative, and that's something that I love as well.
I remember the first time I saw you in Diversity, and you guys were so far above anybody else doing what you do. Since many have followed, and that's a great thing too, because the more people who do it, the better it is for dance. But you were an innovator back then. Were you proud of what you did on that show? Because it seems like you've had a bigger impact and an almost more successful career than almost anyone else. You're still at it, you're still doing it, and you're going to be at the Palladium this Christmas in Panto. It's a remarkable success.
We are, I know. It's kind of, I've said it a few times this morning. We're approaching as a group. We're approaching slowly that 10-year mark, and I think from a show like Britain's Got Talent to we haven't really taken a dip where we've got away for 4 or 5 years. We've been going pretty solid. We've sold 7 UK arena tours, about 500,000 tickets. We've been all around the world. Like you said, we're doing a pantomime this year. We've had like hundreds of hours of TV shows, and we've been really successful, and we're still together, and we're still doing what we love to do, and we still love it just as much. And so I feel lucky and I feel humbled. But if anything, the more time that goes on, the harder we work, because we realise that, like you said, that there's always more people out there doing it. You have to kind of work harder, not work less. So yeah, but no, it's been a long time, and we're lucky, privileged, and just still working hard.
You're in your mid-50s now. Are you worried one day that your body won't be able to keep up with the act?
Always. That's a big part of it, looking after our body, because you know what? It's one of those things where one day, if you do, it's scary. We kind of always say it to ourselves. We say, if our body gives up, then it takes away the one tool that we use, So no, we do try to look after it. Hence why I'm probably so passionate about getting kids up and active and looking after themselves from a young age.
Is your day all about what you eat, what you don't eat, what you exercise, and how you don't exercise? Because injury is going to be your biggest nightmare, isn't it? You've got to exercise in the right way, but you've also got to be at peak fitness to do the show.
You know what? I think it might be. People looking in might say it is, but that's the key, I think, to actually keeping it up in the long run, and that's not making it about that. It's making it habit, so you don't think about it, and like you get up and the foods that you eat and the things you do are habit, or that they're foods that you want to eat, and you've conditioned yourself to make sure that you're eating the right thing. And that's why I think, especially for kids, if you try and introduce exercise later on in your life, it can 100% be done. But if kids get up and being active and doing something like dancing or sport or even just exercise is something that they've done from a young age, it will be second nature. So they won't have to get up and it won't be a chore. So I think for me, because I've danced my whole life and I've naturally tried, I think, or been pointed in the right direction to at least kind of look after myself, I don't really... It doesn't feel like that to me, and I thought it's a really big kind of factor in making it work, not making it feel like a chore.
And then we look at your lifestyle on the road. I mean, it is showbiz. You are filling literally 10,000 plus seater venues night in and night out. What's it like on the road? Have you ever lost yourself and become a bit of an arse? Because you always seem to have kept your feet on the ground. You don't get involved in nonsense.
No, do you know what? I don't think I have. I like to think I haven't, and that's. Do you know why though? I think it's because. And this is no disrespect to other people and other artists. It's just the fact that I think with us, because we are the first, I think, at what we do to the scale that we do it at as a dance group. When we get the O2 Arena, for example, nobody sits there and we haven't got a label that will kind of pull in great dancers and great creatives and help us put a show on. At the end of the day, the O2 Arena is me in a pad on my front room sofa. And I sit there and I go, right, how am I going to put on a show? And I feel that because we're doing it from the ground up, my mum still manages the group, my little brother's in it, my wife is part of the team, obviously me and all the boys, we're friends and relate. We're just doing it from the ground up, and we always have done, and I think we always will do. And I think because we do it like that, it really makes you say to yourself, there's no room for, like you said, being an arse, because at the end of the day, when you're up, the only place to go is down. And so the more time goes on, the harder we work, because we're trying to set our own bar and then consistently trying to beat it. So I don't think there's any room for being a bit of an idiot, really. You've got to stay humble and work hard, and that's the only way you're going to stay there.
Well, if you ever need a chubby ginger one on the end who people can laugh at, perhaps I can do the lighting or something, just give us a call. I'm available. That's what I'm saying.
There's room for all shapes, sizes and colours.
Oh, that would be diverse, I'll tell you. And I noticed you're doing Dick Whittington with Julian Clary. Are you looking forward to this? Because I can't imagine him joining in one of your routines, although that would be hysterical.
Well, Panto's meant to be funny. So you'll see. I think it's one of those things that, we're always trying new things, and Panto's something that historically you might not imagine a street dance group to be able to do. But yeah, again, we're doing it, and I think that we're going to have a good time doing it, and hopefully the crowd will have a good time watching. I
saw that show last year at the Palladium. It was the best Panto I've ever seen.
Great, aren't they, the production?
Yeah, lovely. You're going to have a great time at the London Palladium this Christmas, and of course you can find out more about the Fit to Dance programme with Disney on Ice by putting it into Google. And Ashley Banjo, thank you so much. You're a top man, and I really admire what you've done. You've achieved a lot, and here's to the next 10 years. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.